Hey you guys, believe it or not, this is my third attempt to make this video. I am, oh my gosh, I'm so hoping this goes well. It's something with the audio. I don't know what's going on, but the audio was just sounding very crappy. So I'm hoping this is more clear. With all that being said, you guys, I wanted to share a video of a dream that I had early this morning on March 7th. In this dream, it started out where I was in a restaurant setting. The restaurant was very classy and it was very unique because all of the walls, including the ceiling, were all made of glass. And I don't know if it was shown that way just because a lot of times when I have a vision, or if I'm having a vision inside of a dream, it will show me looking out of a window. And that's how God shows me things, is when I'm looking through a window. So I'm just assuming that's why the restaurant was set up this way. But like I said, all of the walls, every wall around me, including the roof of this place, was all made of glass. And so I remember I was looking up in the heavens, looking up at the ceiling, and I could see, first off, the sky was clear. It was a beautiful day. The sun was out. There was no clouds in the sky whatsoever. But all of a sudden, I saw this very dark cloud start to peek through. And there was a lady at this table, about 2 or 3 tables ahead of me. And I noticed that she would clap. So she would clap, and the dark cloud that I once saw disappeared. She clapped again, and the dark cloud reappeared. So as the dark cloud reappeared, it really became very ferocious, to the point where it was like the whole sky became pitch black. Like you could see these billows of black, and I'm talking about blacker than black. They started coming through the clouds to the point where everything in the sky, it was like a smoky type of texture, but it just became so pitch black, you guys. And I remember I took my hand and I tried to swipe it, almost like I was trying to swipe it away to where it would disappear, but nothing happened. So it just became even more intense as I kept gazing at this sky and seeing what was happening. And for whatever reason, I kept feeling in my mind and in my spirit, this is the end. Oh my gosh, this is the end. And you guys, I felt fear grip me in a very strong way. And so at this point, everybody started noticing this sight. And people started running, they were panicking, and they just started running outside. Now, mind you, and it's hard to describe exactly what I saw in words, but when I was looking up in the heavens and I was seeing this happen, it was like this is something that had never happened before. This sight was so unnatural. It was something that no one in human history has ever witnessed. It was so just supernatural in a sense, like just what was being shown, it just did not seem real. So when people started running out of this restaurant, it was dark outside, and people started trying to find their cars, because I was one of the ones trying to find my car as well. Whatever what was going on in the elements before we went outside, it made it to where all of the vehicles, because it was made known that all of the vehicles were like just kind of lined up like you would normally see a busy street where there are a lot of cars parked on the side. It seemed like that's initially how it was, but whatever was going on in the elements before we went outside caused all the cars to just kind of like smash into one another. So there were bumper to bumpers all the way down of all cars just crashed into each other. And a lot of the cars were damaged. I saw dents in the cars. I saw some cars were underneath other cars. Like it was a crazy scene. It almost made you feel like there may have been an earthquake or some sort, but I knew it wasn't an earthquake. But I'm just saying that was kind of the visual. So as I'm still trying to find my car, what's going on in my mind is I have to find a way to get to my family. Like there was such a level of urgency that I felt. That's all I could think about. I have to hurry up and get to my family as soon as possible. I got to get to my family. The scene changed, and then I ended up where I was in the spirit. What I mean by that is I did not see myself in the dream. I couldn't see my hands. I couldn't see my feet. I couldn't see anything but what was being shown to me in this particular scene. It was like my spirit was hovering over this area, and the only thing I could see was what the Holy Spirit was wanting me to see. So this particular scene, I was looking out over what looked to be like a busy street. And I could see all these cars, you know, just driving in their lane. And all of a sudden, all the cars came to a stop. I don't know if there was an traffic light because I didn't see one, but that's pretty much what I was thinking because all of the cars stopped at the same time. At this particular time is when the vision that I was in zoomed in to one of the cars. And as I was looking, I saw that the person that was in this car that the dream was showing me was Joe Biden. He was in the driver's seat. Now, you guys, when I saw Joe Biden, it was as if he was stone cold. Like, he looked like he wasn't there. It literally seemed like his body was there, but there was nothing in the inside. Like, there was no movement, there was no expression, it didn't even look like he was breathing. He was just frozen, and he was just gazed in one direction ahead of him. And that was what I saw. Like, and I'm telling you, when I was looking at it, it gave me the creeps because it didn't look like him, but yet I knew it was him. And as I'm looking at him, all of a sudden I see this beam of light just begin to shoot inside the car that he was in. And this light became so bright that it hid everything that was on the inside of that car, including Joe Biden. I couldn't see him because of the light. It was so bright. After that happened, all of the cars started to go again. And I saw Joe Biden's car begin to move in the same direction as the other cars. And all of a sudden, the car literally just vanishes out of thin air. It just disappeared. And when I tell you, I didn't blink, I didn't look away. When I tell you the dream or the vision that I was in had me locked in on his car and on him, it wanted me to see everything that was being shown to me. And I saw the car going in the same direction as the other cars, and it just vanished. Like, it just literally just disappeared. And I'm telling you, in that moment, I felt fear because I'm like, oh my gosh, I know I saw what I saw. What just happened? And I woke up. Now, honestly, I don't know fully what this dream was showing me, but I do want to share a few things. Number one, I know I say this a lot, but it's so true. God deals with me a lot with the number 7, and he has shown me some very prophetic dreams on the 7th day of the month. I'm not saying that he does not show me dreams on any other day, because he does, but it's something with the number 7 that God deals with me with when it comes to the number 7. The second thing is, I truly believe this was a warning dream, and I'm going to tell you why. Number one, this dream, when I look at how those dark clouds started to come in, these wasn't ordinary storm clouds that we're used to seeing. This was something very unusual. This was like, it almost seemed like the clouds that were coming in were something. It almost seemed like what I was seeing take place in the heavens was unnatural. Like, it's not something that you would normally see. And the color of the black that I saw, it was pitch black. It was blacker than black. And when these clouds started to come in with full force, it started to take over the atmosphere in a way where it just seemed like something was about to happen. And what was going through my mind was, this is the end. This is the end. And I don't understand why I made that connection to it, but in that moment, when you are seeing something that you have never seen before in your life, you haven't seen anything like it in real life, on the news, like, it's hard to really capture this to be something normal when it's so abnormal. But I truly believe that what I was capturing this was spiritual. This was some type of spiritual force, something that was so evil, so dark, that it was engulfing the heavens. It was engulfing, just the environment that we were in. And it was heavy. You could feel the weight of it, to the point where people started panicking. They were in fear. I felt the fear. That's how intense it was. I felt fear grip me. And when I told you guys that there was a part in the dream where I saw the lady, she would clap her hands and the dark clouds would go away. And then when she clapped her hands again, it came back. I believe what God was showing me there is there are certain people behind the scenes, people who are in powerful positions, who have the ability, the power, and the control to make certain things happen, because we see a lot of things that are happening, and there are a lot of agendas that are being pushed that are very evil, that are very corrupt. And that's why I believe God showed me, as far as the woman clapping to make things disappear and then reappear, is to basically emphasize that there are people who have that power, or who are in power, to enforce certain things that is bringing in a very demonic presence in our natural realm. So when I told you guys that I saw myself try to swipe away what I was seeing to make it disappear, and it didn't work, I believe God was showing me that sometimes God will show you things because he wants you to intervene, and he wants you to pray against certain things so it doesn't happen. But what was being shown to me was I wasn't in a position to intervene in it, or to pray against it, because this was a judgment. And unfortunately, when God has a judgment that is set, there is nothing that you can do to stop it from happening. Even your prayers are not going to pierce through, because this is something that God has decreed. And when his judgment is set in motion, it's just going to happen. That's just what it is. So I believe that's what God was showing me in that part. Now, I told you guys that I had saw where in the spirit I was shown Biden, and he was in a car, and I told you he looked lifeless, like he wasn't there. Now, a lot of you guys have been feeling this exact same way, that Biden is really not calling the shots. He's pretty much being controlled to do whatever he's doing. Like somebody's pulling the strings. And even though it showed it to me in this way, and it still creeps me out when I see his face, because I wish sometimes there was a way I could capture in a visual sense what I'm seeing and show y'all, so y'all can really understand where I'm coming from. But it gave me so many creepy vibes when I saw what he looked like. But the best way I can explain is it was like a mannequin, but I knew it was him, and he was just frozen in place. Like there was no movement, nothing whatsoever, no life in him. And I do believe God was showing me that to let me see that he is really not in control. He is being told what to do. And because there was no life in him, he was literally, he has no say whatsoever. Nothing he says or does has nothing to do with what we are seeing right now and how he is being used and controlled. So his lifeless body that I saw in this vision is exactly what it is in real life. Like he is literally being controlled. That's the best way I know how to put it. Now, the supernatural light that I said came out of nowhere, and it just pierced through his whole vehicle and caused it to where I couldn't see anything because the light was so bright. I knew that light was not a positive light. It was an evil light. And I knew the reason behind it was because the intention was to cause me to not be able to see what was going on in that vehicle, to cause me to not be able to see what was going on with Joe Biden. I truly believe when you look at it in its full reasoning as far as why I saw this, I believe this was showing that the enemy is truly trying to cause a huge deception to the point where people won't be able to see the movements that is going on around Joe Biden and that is going on with Joe Biden. This was a way for the enemy to try to blind the eyes of people so they can't see what is going on. And I knew that's what that light represented. Now, as far as the car disappearing, like completely vanishing out of thin air, I have no idea what that was about. I don't know if it disappeared because that was pretty much all that God wanted me to see in this vision. I don't know if it was something else that I'm just not getting, but I can tell you this. When I saw that car vanish out of thin air in that vision, I felt fear. I felt fear because I'm like, oh my gosh, I know I saw what I saw. I know I saw what I saw. And this card, like it, I don't know, there's no way it could have went left or right or kept going straight, because my eyes were locked on this card. It just vanished. So I don't know what that means, but I'm just saying overall, I truly believe this was a warning dream. I wasn't thinking about Joe Biden last night. I felt like there's a lot of significant details to this dream that truly makes me believe, especially when I saw those clouds come in. Like, this was strange. Like, it almost seemed like what was coming through the clouds was like taking over the actual elements of what our sky looks like. Like, it was something very evil and very, 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 very dark. And I can still just see it. Like, I can see it, and it's just very disturbing. So I don't know what this means in the sense of how it's going to manifest in the earth. I don't know, but I feel that the fact that I wasn't able to make it disappear, I didn't have that ability, I didn't have that power or that authority to make it disappear, lets me know that this is something that has to happen. And I don't know what that is, but it just makes me feel like God was showing me that this is going to be his doing. And not so much the evil that I saw was God's doing, but he's going to allow it to happen for a reason. And I don't understand it, but I do feel like it has something to do with judgment. Because like I said, there have been many times I have seen myself make things go away. And I believe it was because God had gave me that authority to do so. But the fact that I didn't have that authority this time to make it go away, I believe it's because God is going to allow this to happen, whatever it is. So I just wanted to just inform you guys of this. Pray on it. I'm going to continue to pray on it. If there's anything that stands out to you guys that you feel you understand, just share it in the comment section below. But that was pretty much everything. I knew I had to share this with you all. If I receive anything else, I will definitely let you guys know. All right, you guys, I love you. Take care. God bless. Bye.